Well. New week, new stream, same old game, and more chances for me to hopefully not bugger everything up. Like we slightly, maybe almost did, but that didn't happen. That happened in a different timeline. Visions from Zinch. Something along those lines. We don't talk about that one. Namely, why we don't talk about what these past autosaves are. No siree, we don't talk about those. We go back to where we go. As new information has been obtained. Yeah, and well, that may or may not impact how things go down. But yeah, I guess if someone is watching this in the VOD, well, yeah, you won't really know what happened, but let's just say there was the Deioderan and some things went as they shouldn't go, question mark. Or I'm unaware of some mechanics, but I'm pretty sure I'm aware, and things shouldn't happen the way they happened. So we are time traveling a bit more than I would want to. But then again, I think as I've mentioned a few times, I don't want to be stressing too much in this campaign. I mostly want to have some fun. Do some Jadd stuff. And yeah. So let's just put all of that aside. Let's act like nothing has happened, and we're just doing what we are doing. So, what the hell does that mean? What the hell are we doing? What does this mean for anything? It means... So here we have just coring all the newly gained land. We need to prep for... Well, I guess we don't really prep for anything else. Yeah, we have to do the conquest here, and I guess the Bavauris. Yeah, the navy. I really thought we would have a chance against their navy, but I guess they just have much more diplomatic tech. They have much better ships. And well, yeah, we just won't really manage much against them. So I think we'll have to do it will delay us. We will have to do things in some different way. I'm not sure how. What? Well, we'll see about it. Because just getting this capital, if only their capital had gone literally anywhere else, that would have been perfect. But no, it had to go on the island, because of course it did. So I guess reassessing the situation. Well, the conquest of these guys will be the same as previously, I think. Yeah, Dahui, but we will manage the Dahui with just military access, walk over, deal with them. Should be easy enough. And yeah, Ian Rashar. I really don't want to pull in Arovkilin. They're decently big. They have a lot of... Oh, or actually, do they not have fortifications? Maybe if they don't have... Well, they don't have manpower. But I don't know, I'm pretty sure mostly everything down here is jungle. Yeah, it's a lot of jungles and marshes and overall just not good terrain. Not good at all. I think I will once again just take these provinces without co-obliteration. It will be expensive, but doesn't matter too much. And then in other sides, manpower is okay. Money is okay. Well, I guess we'll see about troops. Sure. For now, you guys stay somewhere here in the area. This army is already on the return path. Okay, I guess let's get... I just did remember, we did turn Elaine into a normal vassal. How long until we can... Oh, we can already annex them. Do we want to do it? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. Then we just wouldn't have any more vassals. And I guess that would clean everything up. Because honestly, militarily, they haven't really helped in a very long time. So I think we will just do an ass. Plus, they're relatively cheap because I think their lands aren't. Okay, that's something. But yeah, overall their lands aren't really developed, except for the capital. That has, I guess they do have mountains, so developing is problematic. Well, then again, it's not... Well, yeah, at least their capital is neat, and it has cloth. So yeah, sure. How long will this take? Roughly 8 years, if we do it at the current pace. Sure, start annexing. Start annexing, and then let's just start ticking away the time. Ah yes, Gavad no longer rivals us. What is our rival situation? So we could... Daltungur actually is fine. The Tiger Command... Actually, maybe we can leave it for now. Yeah, because, well, yeah, we'll see how this civil war of theirs finishes. How long do we have to wait for these? These cores are gonna be done 82. 2 more years. Basically 2 more years. Okay. I guess we wait. I actually know, because taking down the Dachwi is gonna take a little while, because we're gonna just have to walk over there. So maybe we can actually declare the war already against this little bunch in the peninsula. I guess once the army arrives. And well, yeah, once they arrive, we declare the war. And by the time we wrap up with this war, the previous cores will already be finished, hopefully. Can't be exactly sure, but I would assume so. Also, can we do something building-wise? Let's see. Yeah, sure, we can build a temple. Oh yeah, also, did I... Since I always keep forgetting, magic... We are not studying anything. God damn it, we need to study evocation. We definitely need to study evocation because we need war magic. War magic is just too good. And yes, spend some effort. Spend some effort and yeah. Get to it. this is our war wizard. Get somewhere in position to go into the jungle. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. There are some mighty bastions in the jungle. Yes, debate is... Yeah, we just finished the debate. How is the Empire doing? The Empire is cooking. Yes, also with... Where is the mandate? Okay, yeah, the mandate did also have... I just wanted to see, because most of these... a lot of these reforms take... hedonism, and only some of them take mandate. So which ones are which ones? I guess what the white ones... I assume that the white ones take hedonism by the looks of it, and then these green and blue ones are the ones that take mandate. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, the blue ones are all about the subjects. Meanwhile, the green ones give us some interesting... Oh, we can only do this... We can only do this if we are... Or no, maybe they're not required. Okay, they're not... Okay, these ones aren't required. We're not in the Ketist religious group, but... Oh, actually, Reform Progress Growth. Oh, I didn't see that one in here. Yeah, like this one, this would be excellent. Governing capacity modifier plus 10%. This would be incredibly huge for us. And then obviously something interesting. Artillery combatability would be excellent. Dragon fire. We are all about fire. Okay, so we will see about these. Either way, currently our mandate is growing very slowly. We need to actually unify more of the river, which when does our peace treaty end? In 86. So not that far into the future. Then we will chomp down on everything else here, and then we will also have to fight these ones. Oh, they have quite an alliance going. But honestly, this is good because we can take, instead of having to fight Keterata several times, we can fight them once, take all the provinces, well, almost all the provinces. They have like 2 random ones here. Then we take this land, and then basically we do 3 separate wars, and we can get the entire river. But okay, the armies are here. So let's go at it. Yeah, Ian Yashar we will leave unco-obliterated. So that'll be expensive, but oh well, it is what it is. So you get in there, and then here, give me the artillery. Actually, will that artillery even be enough? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, how many regiments do we need here? Okay, just the 12. Send over some infantry. Send over some infantry. Oh, yeah, actually, we can mobilize the navy for this. Can, as a matter of fact, mobilize the navy. Ooh, Keterat automatically converts. Very nice. That's a big one. Oh, well, they are pulling in quite the navy of their own, but it's not enough. Yep. If we did take any losses, we captured more. Oh, no, I think we lost actually a captured ship. But yeah, our navy, it grows. I think it grows a bit too big. Yeah, it's a bit too big. Oh, and actually a light... I guess because... Okay, yeah, I guess because Keterata itself got automatically converted by the event, we can, as a matter of fact, complete a mission, which is a light for Keterata. Which is simple enough, it just gives us a permanent claim on Akasik. Okay, okay, so further along the coast. That will have to wait a bit. Yeah, is a core and is the Jadd. True. A light for Keterata. Keterata is surrounded by the Zazab cult on all sides. It is a darkness that constantly threatens to overwhelm them. Sadly, they do not have the light of the sun to guide them. Let us bring them into the Jadd so that they might form a bastion against the darkness, and so Surael can form a bastion for their souls. Yes, yes. So, admittedly, we have eliminated the gnolls in the east. The gnolls in the south also died. Though I think, are these... And also, I don't think any of these are gnolls anymore. Well, Viakok is a gnoll, but... Oh yeah, they have been basically eliminated. And Eka has actually regained ground out of their city. So I don't think they are in that much trouble, but hey, don't tell them that. Okay, yeah, also on this side we're gonna throw out... honestly, just throw out everything that isn't a galley. New Emperor, and the fort has been taken. Okay, our fleet is arriving. There we go. That should speed up the siege noticeably. And there goes the Peace of Esmaria. The war of religions in the Empire has ended inconclusively, and the two sides have assembled in the city of Benin in Esmaria to sign a compromise peace. Well, good for them. Whose realm, their religion. Empire will be chilling. Unless someone big bad comes knocking on their door. Okay, on to the capital. Oh, that was quick. 500 crowns for magic research. Honestly, getting evocation magic up is important, so I think I will pay the money for it. I would say it is important enough to warrant such an investment. Okay, oh yeah, some more ship. Well, we don't need, sorry, we don't have space for these ships. They don't cost a lot, but they do cost some money. And we just need all the fighting ships we can get on this ocean flank, I guess. Okay, so let's prepare to do a decisive battle. So when are you arriving? 20th, 21st, that's perfect. Yeah, basically the same day. Good rolls. Okay, not good rolls on the shock phase. That could have been substantially better. But at least looks like we didn't take... Okay, yeah, we barely took any damage. And we outright just wiped them out. Okay. Well, we will take some attrition. We will take some unlucky attrition. Ow. Ouch. Get that army out of here. Okay, so now we just need to siege down this fort, which is gonna take a while. It's a big one. But in the meanwhile, we can start looking for some open borders agreements, as we need to make our way over to Dahui. We need to start. I guess these two armies can go on the journey. Coffee for the mages. We do have coffee provinces, so it's good for us. It's a substantial increase. Coffee. 4.5 crowns. Magic beverage. Indeed. A very magical beverage. Okay, so we need, yeah, military access from you. Keep on marching through the lands here. I guess, I don't think sieging down this one fort and singular province would be enough to get them out of the war. Because if I'm not mistaken, they are quite... Oh yeah, they are quite ready to fight. I think we basically need to take their capital, which is quite unprotected. We can just walk in there. Just quite a walk getting over there. It's quite a walk. What is the terrain here? Yeah, jungles, some grasslands. This is a savanna at least. A bit hilly. You know, like there is like a central plain. I guess there is a desert as well, so yeah. Do I have ask for military access from you as well? Thank you very much, so we can keep marching. Is gonna bring us over Diplo relation cap a bit, but it's not for a long time, just a few months. Just a few months. Okay, we get magical studies, 200 experience, very good. No, more pleasure barges, they're on the move. What do they want? 8,000 manpower and 700 crowns. Well, admittedly, since we did get the draft, and we got the 50,000 manpower paying 8,000, It's not that much, but still it's, what, almost a year's worth of manpower generation. So thinking about it that way, it's quite expensive. And also the 700 crowns, I guess it's, well, it still is a chunk of money. We could build a number of buildings for that amount of money. Okay, open borders. Now we can get in and into their lands, into the lands of the Dahui. It's quite a walk. It's quite a walk over there. Who is the better? I guess 12. I guess, okay, we have... So you head for the capital. Meanwhile, these guys just stop in one of their coastal provinces. Oh, one base production. Very cool. And okay, there we go. That was already... Okay, that was the first batch of cores finishing. So yeah, the cores will actually, I guess, manage to finish a bit before we are done with the war. Also, goddamn, this siege still isn't done. It really will have costed us in attrition here, just having to sit with 25k. Well, okay, but there they go. Navy can return. Okay, just return to this port, and then you can chill a bit. Okay, once we get the Dahuis out, we can finish everything up. Wrap up this entire undertaking. Okay, some rebels. The Smarty. Oh, that's down in the south, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, over here. Go protect the island. Go protect the island. Wouldn't want someone popping up there. Mathematician, sorry, 20 prestige is a lot to pay. And okay, there goes the Dahui capital, so... Oh, it's not... Okay, not quite enough to get them convinced. Sure, we can do... Honestly, I think we just get some of their other provinces and that will be enough, because really I only need a white truce. Just like peace them out. I don't really need anything from them. So I guess we can throw a few men in here and there. And oh, how the hell has the Dahui army? Well, I guess they have made it over here the same way that we have gotten to their lands. Still, interesting choice. Okay, there goes some additional provinces, I assume. Okay, this should be enough to convince them. Still not enough. You cheeky little guys, you. Sure, there is a number of other provinces available. Ooh, they actually have decent siege ability, 30%. Have they picked up, like, offensive ideas? Yup, offensive ideas. And espionage, too. I guess that explains it. Okay, now... But yeah, this is good enough now. So... I don't really need anything from them. Yeah, as I said, just a white piece to have them out of the fighting. That's all I really care about. And I think this also means we can... Okay, yeah, we don't have diplomats, but we will slowly start cancelling all the military accesses. Also, wait, do I even still need the spy network on Yezel Mora? I don't think it's necessary. At least we might have use for more diplomats in other ways. So I guess we can steal some maps before we recall. Goal. Okay, so we can steal exactly one region. Goal. Oh, okay, this one. That's actually a useful one. Okay, nice. Actually, having vision on this is mostly this gives us vision on more of the Mother's Sorrow. Which, goddamn, there's a lot of rivers here. There is a lot of rivers. Holy shit, look at this. So actually, where is the... I guess we have the claims. Okay, yeah, so the claims go down here and then somewhere into the Fog of War. I guess it is, as with the Source of the Nile, everyone always arguing where it actually is, and so on. Yeah, I guess this is a similar situation. Okay, and actually, I guess I should have done this sooner. Yeah, we need to piece out, because I think we don't have enough space to take both of them, so... Okay, yeah, this was a bit of a fuck-up. We needed to finish the fight. I needed to piece out Ian Rashar sooner, so that we can start already coring their provinces. Because I imagine, obviously, well, yeah, they are expensive. So, Ian Rashar, we will be aggressively expanding, pay a bit of Diplo for it, but I'm willing to do so. Start coring that up. And yeah, okay, we have an unconditional surrender. This is gonna hit our... This is gonna hit us in the... what was it? Words. War exhaustion. That's gonna start ticking up because of the unconditional surrender, but... Well... have to do it. Also... Dvirashar, new goods. Sugar. Hey, sugar is a good one, I think. Less unrest. I guess it's not the... Maybe not the best, but not the worst. Definitely not the worst. Okay, that's an uprising dealt with. Oh yeah, also start cancelling these military accesses. So that we aren't quite bleeding diplomatic power every month. Okay, and also, yeah, the... Okay, so the... Oh, well... I guess before we tackle the command, this one. News from Larankar. This is in... down here, yep. If I'm not mistaken, they have gotten quite a lot of flavor and content in the recent update, and I do have an interest in playing them, but I'm actually not quite aware what actually is going on. So, let's give it a read. And be prepared for more than one mispronounced name, no doubt. They tell us of Kamraev Kval defeated. Silver Spite stared blankly ahead as he slumped back in his shattered throne. The throne room was cannon-scarred, crumbling. They'd be in here soon, the full force of his enemies. So be it. This would be his grave, but he would not go without a fight. The Khamri of Kval stood, grabbed the twin blades by his side. He felt the dragon lash out within him. The anger and spite and wrath and rage and ruin threatening to burst and consume everything around him. But he pushed it back down. For now. For now. They surged through every entrance they could find or make. Some even dropped down through the ceiling. Storms of soldiers, each clutching muskets or sabers or spears, some mages, some heavily armored, most conscripts. It mattered little what they were, of course. When Silver Spite lunged forwards with the force of gravity behind him, elven bodies turned to mutilated gore all the same. The Khmri of Kval cut and slashed and charged and rent flesh and steel and bone. Waves of men fell at his swords. When one snapped, he picked up another from the dead and kept fighting, kept moving forwards, kept up the relentless flashing, whirlwind of death, the slaughter and the ruin. He felt mage fire and musket balls, and arrow and quarrel pelt him. Some made it through, tore through his body. Still, he kept fighting. The rage boiled over. Now he could feel himself slipping, losing himself. To the dragon, to bloodlust, to spite. He was only half aware of how he roared when he raged. He had to cut himself free multiple times when his limbs snared themselves in gore and guts. The blood blinded him, the fire burned him. Still he fought on. Still he killed. Still Silver Spite stood. In spite of those who doubted him, in spite of those who had betrayed him, in spite of those who had destroyed him. By the time the dragon took over, Silver Spite was already a dead elf walking. He bled from a dozen wounds, bones broken, and scarred by fire. He was barely conscious when he found himself bursting through the roof of the throne room, into the sky above, falling upwards, then into an uncontrolled spin, away, away. And then he crashed into a nearby river, bathed in orange by the setting sun. He felt the water rushing into his armor, felt it burn his lungs. Then dusk, and everything went dark. So yeah, dragons be dragons. There are dragons all over the world of Halan, but I guess they are half legend, half reality. And I guess here we see one of the examples of half reality. In shape-shifting form. At that. And then yeah, also in other news... the... Oh, well, did I miss the message? In other news, the command has... Well, yeah, this is weird. Because are they... Oh, you... The Tiger Command is guaranteeing the independence of the Buvauris. What? Actually, that could work to our benefit. And okay, so what's the situation? They ended everything on a white piece, which theoretically should mean that the sub-commands stay subservient to the main command, but... Well, I don't know if this is a problem in some of the code or what, but evidently, well, they are not subjects. They are all independent, and, well, yeah, I don't know. And allied even. I guess they didn't utterly ruin each other, but they definitely have reduced each other's military quite substantially. So, if it weren't for the Deioderan, we would definitely capitalize on this. With the Deioderan, we're gonna have to wait. We will have to wait some time. Okay, that's all the military accesses cancelled. Okay, so the Tiger Command is now guaranteeing the Buvauris. That's a weird one. But I guess that is a way that we could use to fight... Basically fight the Tiger Command separately. Well, separately they would be together with the Buvauris. But I would rather take them together with the Buvauris instead of some of the actually bigger ones. And okay, what does our overextension situation look like? So if I'm not mistaken, if we take all of this, which we need all of it, this will be 60.8% overextension. Which is a goddamn shame, because currently we have 41.8. we would be just like 2% over 100, but that would be enough for... Well, that would be enough for the big problems to start. So I think I will rather just endure some of the war exhaustion. We will have to. And then, well, yeah. Because how long will these cores take? 48. So like 1.5 years for these to finish, which is... Yeah, I should have pieced them out sooner. I should have pieced them out when I... Just when I had the first chance to do so. Was a mess up on my side. Okay, and now, what do we have? So, yes, right, Argordstun. I don't think we need a spy network on Argordstun, do we? At least not in the near future. We can, okay, we can steal one province. Sure. Wow. And then, yeah, stop building that. And then instead, let's start building a spy network in the Tiger Command. That should definitely be useful. Oh yeah, in the meanwhile we can... some of the cord provinces we can convert very cheaply. Very cheaply and very quickly. And more mage studies. Excellent, Elazar. A true protege. What are we at, actually? We have been getting quite a lot of studying events. Okay, 500 out of 1500 already, so we're a third of the way there. Good, good. Also, more rebels, potentially. Okay, go, I guess, get ready for them. Okay, we know hedonism is just about where it is. Manpower is at least recovering a little bit. Can we construct... I guess we have the money. What, some more courthouses? I guess some more courthouses, at least a handful. Let's go down to, okay, 2500. And more studying. Sure, library research helps study. Yes, the library. Go to the library, Elazar. It holds knowledge. It holds big knowledge. Okay, and honestly, the war exhaustion is climbing much more quickly than I would like it to. I guess I guess one reduction reduces war exhaustion by 2. So I think I might let it climb that far. And then, I guess I would rather... We might have to deal with the overextension penalty. And just like tough that out for a year or so. Might just have to do it that way. Also, let's send over... Let's send some of these armies actually west. Go west. Okay. That's gonna help us in the future, hopefully. Oh yeah, also we can get admin tech. Then again, we will have to core... we will have to core these lands. Then again, I don't think that should be too expensive. How is this? Yeah, we are gaining how much already? 0.14 a month. Yeah, the call for peace does really quickly add up. I guess. Also, yeah, like the big problem is I could have easily pieced these guys out like a year ago already when we were going over to fight the Dahwi. Because I didn't fully annex them, and as such, it wasn't that much of a requirement really to wait for until the end of the war. Mistakes. But, well, they're not the most tragic mistakes. Okay, what? Almost 60%. It will be a bit less than a year. Oh, there we go. Some rebels here. Go in and deal with them. Oh, well, that's a very good shoot. Well, that's an excellent shooting phase. That's absolutely excellent. Okay, some conversions. Ooh, there still is a Zazab cult province. Damn. Well, convert that. Those definitely are heathens. Absolute heathens. Okay, well, yeah, alas, these guys are recovering quite quickly, by the looks of it. And okay, I guess what, 1 more month, and then let's just call... I guess I will have to call it, and actually, I might even do it at the end of this month, yeah. That could be a way to do it. Okay, just at the end of the month, so sure. Everything. Boom. And now we will be... Yeah, we are 3% overextended. Okay, and it costs actually only 82. Only 82 admin to core all of it. Okay, and also... well, there's the Deioderan. There's the Deioderan. So it will hit in 2 years' time. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's where my slight bit of Zinchian knowledge will come in handy. That's where that will come in handy. Oh, and solstice celebrations. Doesn't really matter, does it now? Sure, Kwasnobor. Okay, well, the Deioderan... Oh yeah, also new trade goods in Pakuravan. Oh, coffee! That's a good one. I will happily take coffee. What do we have here? Ancient tome located. We can just get it ourselves. Yeah. That's easy enough. Okay. Okay, some different bunches of separatists. Yeah, better deal with these. Oh well, bandits defeated. Excellent, level up. Also, province converts. Excellent. Oh, it's the capital that we just took. Yeah, that's a 19 development province. That's definitely useful. Okay, and there we have... Oh, wait, who are... Oh, I just pulled the army away. I didn't see that there would be a third uprising here. Well, that's a shame. And that's, well, yeah, outside of the fort's control. You... Why do you have to be like that? Christ, so many things. First off, what do we have? Something with dwarves. Just lose 20 admin. Traveling minstrel. Yes, let them go wherever they want. One stability. Excellent. And then, what's this? Elaine wants a province. Elaine wants a province. Well, we are literally integrating them. But... can I... can we potentially... I think actually... this Tarsenarbu, this province... It is only 3... Okay, you know what? Take it. They can take it. Now they're gonna be happy. And, yeah... It doesn't really change anything to us. We will just get it back soon enough. We will get it back soon enough once they integrate. Yeah, shame about this province. Unnecessary separatism. Also, goddamn, Yezelmora is getting picked apart. What's this? A trip abroad. Today an anxious crowd has assembled under the castle. They're fearful for a cat who is embarking for a trip abroad across the Sorrow. The cat obviously can take care of himself with his powers, but the common folk do not share Elazar I's sentiment and they demand an intervention from him. So either we lose 100 Diplo or we lose a stability, but we gain 5 hedonism. So stability is important, but hedonism is also important, and I would even say more so. Just let him go. We will get other ways to gain stability. Okay, we got some rebels, but we do have 2 armies ready to go in. Ooh, what's this? Whispers from the Dark. Our spy master stormed into our ruler's office, bringing with them a shocking revelation. They are receiving information about our rivals from a spirit. We are unsure why this is happening, but it all began with faint voices emanating from some opera masks. Gradually, the communication evolved into clear revelations of secrets that we could not have possibly uncovered ourselves. Eventually, the spirit started disclosing full-blown state secrets about our rivals and neighbors, information only a ruler or their closest servants would possess. Our spy master is clueless about why these whisperers are aiding us, but upon thorough investigation by our spies, we have confirmed that the information they provide is true. The only problem lies in our uncertainty about whether these spirits are also aiding our rivals. So, a bit less spy detection, a bit more spy network construction. Well, we did just also have our agent discovered by the Tiger command. So I would assume that these spirits are blabbering to everyone. Why do they have to be like that? Oh, what's this? We just... a table of tablets. It is the brave or the foolhardy who bring a gift to the Divine Herald purchased at Eranil's Oddities, the Kalibi store run by Eranil the Strange for centuries, whose wares are never the same twice and never ever found anywhere else in Bolvar. That said, it must have happened at some point in the past few decades, for that is the only possibly provenance of today's shocking scene in Ebushuptu. The treasury was undergoing a careful inventory when suddenly it rang with a series of loud explosions. Apparently one of the guards had put his tea down on a dusty mahogany table that languished amidst other never-used gifts, and that fact must have triggered some long-forgotten contingency spell. The table was instantly transmuted into a collection of spell tablets, which date at least to the age of God Kings. The Mage Guild is clamoring for access to these, saying it will revolutionize their craft, but the guard claims to have been imbued with some of the magic that revealed them, and as long as we are willing to provide him with copious tea, he will be able to master their knowledge in a way no other could. How shall the Divine Herald proceed? So, we could get a cheap court mage, but I don't think... We already have a cheap production efficiency advisor, so I'm not really interested in a court mage, but the other option is only 20 loyalty, which our mages are already very loyal, so I think an additional 20 wouldn't really change too much. Damn, equilibrium is at 60? How has that happened? That's wild. Shit, actually, our adventurer equilibrium is 67. Holy. Well, yeah, I think I really don't have a use for the court mage, so let's just give the mage eyes another 20 on top. It doesn't really change much, but sure. I don't know. Okay, that was also excellent. Basically no losses. Basically no casualties. Hey! The horse races are up once again. So, horse races. Eeny, miny, mo. I choose blow. And of course we go in on the full bank. And they're off. White pulls ahead, but the crowd wonders if he will be able to keep up that speed for the whole race. Purple and green are close to each other and try to trip one another. only to be overtaken by blue. Yeah, that's our boy. That's our boy, followed closely by red. Orange's jockey, on the other hand, has lost control and orange has left the field. Well, that's an embarrassment. Behind the remaining horses, white, who has significantly slowed down, is following green, who has lost the duel with purple. Blue manages to keep its lead and takes the prize, followed by red and purple, while green and white arrive last. Hey, that's some money! That pays for the cat's antics, basically, is what this does. I did not expect to manage, but hey, we don't need no future sight. We just know what's good. We know what's what. I have an eye for these things. Okay, so this army is arriving in the south, finally, to clean up the knolls. Well, that's a bit of an embarrassing shock phase. 0 for everyone. But okay, there goes the first batch of coring. So now we are below 100, and I think we only got one instance of we only basically got one bad event. The rest we avoided. Okay. Would be good to... What's this? Oh, that's for them. Split this army up. We can deal with that uprising before it even happens. And okay, now it's basically a waiting situation. We just have to sit tight, and it's what, one more year. Basically, we have 1 more year's time until the Deioderan, and it will depend on a few things how we tackle it. It could be incredibly easy, or it could be a proper fight, or in a very unlucky situation, it might just be almost impossible. That I would like to avoid, though. I would very much prefer avoiding that. But, okay, so how are the rebels looking? Where is this? Oh, random province over there. I guess since we have a year or so, I guess let's put some armies into drill. Just have to remember to take them out of the drill. When the shit hits the fan. And okay, I guess by the looks of it we can pick up admin technology 14. This will give us a new idea group, which, as discussed previously, will be... well, will have to be aristocratic. Wasn't the initial expectation, but just because of the hedonism and everything. And plus, it has good stuff in it, still. Like manpower, dev cost, some cavalry combatability might be something. Honestly, more diplomats. So sure, we'll pick that up and get the noble knights right away. And getting the noble knights also gives us increased Lightbringer jurisdiction. The Order of Lightbringers was a class of warriors, scribes, rhetoricians, and clerics that had as a task to safeguard the light within the state. Their tasks mainly revolved around seeking out heathens and heretics, and either making them see the light or bringing them to trial. In the days of the Jadd Empire, their powers were extended to bypass the courts and to instantly deal with anyone who did not comply with the tenets of the faith. This would lead to occasional riots and more than one instance of burning of innocents, but it did quicken the spread of the faith within the Empire. Though, well, yeah, I guess the harsh treatment cost is too little. and we will have too many potential rebels to make use of it, but the tolerance of the true faith is very good. I really want to know what the lore is behind this big old crater. Just having so much Damesteer around it. Doesn't have any province modifiers. Oh, and I remember previously there were 5. If I'm not mistaken, there were 5 Damesteer deposits here. Or was it 4? I don't quite remember anymore. But one of them has definitely disappeared, sadly. It's been depleted. How close? We still have some time. Nirat. Oh, this is a Nirat. Well, it would be a shame to lose something, but well. Now it ate, I think, a product. Why did it have to take a production? Out of everything. Why? Why that? Well, I guess we can use the chance to convert it. And, oh, there we go. Yeah, but these guys, honestly, I don't want to get my armies stuck out here when the Deioderan hits. So I will just leave those separatists there and not worry about them too much. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, also now we are... Okay. Annexation is happening with 4. Okay, yeah, because we have +1 diplomatic reputation, I think. Is that from... I guess that's a combination of hedonism and something else. Hedonism gives us 0.66 currently, and... no, not another pleasure barge. Not another pleasure barge. What are you doing this time? Okay, again, money and 8,000 manpower. Well, there goes our horse race money. There goes the horse race money. Like, yeah, I guess once we get a bit further, it won't be that impactful, but currently losing almost 1,000 gold and 10,000 manpower, it still is impactful, I will say. Hey, Walther, yep, it's, well, money, we don't get money. We win horse races, and then those goddamn demigod cats, they get to take it all. Well, cats be cats. No respect at all for anything. Okay, get you back here. Okay, that's another rebellion that we don't really pay attention to because I guess since you're arriving only now, Walther, we are headed for a disaster, namely the Deioderan, which will cause a little bit of a civil war. And yeah, new land on the east side. As a matter of fact, the new land on the east side is what is the cause of it. But I think I am relatively prepared for it. Secrets be told, there was a stream on Friday, but it's unlisted, and this all may or may not have happened already. But things went wrong. So now I'm trying to make things go right. Namely, okay, we need to stop drilling. Okay, well, I guess we didn't get much drill in, but something is better than nothing. Yeah. The Deioderan is... like, actually, the first time I played it in my, like, first Jadd campaign, I liked it, and I would actually say it's... I very much like it as a disaster. I think now, in like the last updates, it has been changed a bit, and... well, there are some mostly there was one issue, which we will see if it happens again. Because mostly there is something which I'm not sure should work the way that it does work. And it kind of messes up the entire thing. So the big question is going to be if it's again messed up like that. Because potentially it could be incredibly easy to handle the disaster. Arguably in a bit of a cheesy way. And I would not like to do it, but we'll see. And yeah, there it goes, the Deioderan. And yeah, also, they have changed the initial text blurb which you get from the Deioderan, which I don't know why. I think the original text was much more interesting. A time of chaos has come to the Empire of the Jadd. For many years, the Empire has expanded both east and west, accumulating the faithful of many people and cultures. Each culture has their own needs to be tended, its own visions for the shape of the Empire. The Divine Herald's task has been to keep the balance, even as a rift grows in his empire. But a single mortal, even one who is the voice of Surael himself, can only do so much to stem the tide of disunity. It is during Elizar I's reign that the Empire has finally broken into an all-out civil war, with both East and West vying for dominance. Historians from Canor and Hales alike have already dubbed this event the Deioderan, after the fiery dance traditional to the Jaddari. One wrong step, and you will get horribly burned. Lose tree stability. Ouch. We get some new missions. We get a lot of rebels because people are obviously unhappy. So mostly this happens because throughout the campaign, as we have been conquering places, there have been certain events which make us choose east or west. And basically this is like the breaking point when one side has been, I guess, not treated well enough that they decide to break away. Theoretically, the West can also break away, but I think usually since the game works in a certain way, it's almost always more efficient to let the East break first. But yeah, I think it definitely is, out of all the disasters that I have experienced, I would say it is one of the more interesting ones. And I guess as far as difficulty goes... okay, so this time it worked. Okay, so evidently this time it has worked fine. So the problem which I had the first time around was that for whatever reason the Tiger command joined in on the Eastern Jadd Empire's side. Because the East Jadd Empire has a substantial military of its own. I think it has like a force limit of 100,000. Basically, it can rival us. It can rival us on the military side. So then also having the Tiger command... really just... I guess the war maybe could have been possible, but I messed some things up and the losses were horrific. But this time around, since it is, as it should be, only us versus the East Judd Empire, it might actually be a doable situation. And like, again, there are a lot of ways to sort of cheese, I guess, the entire... just the entire process, because like if you know that the disaster is coming, one thing to do is I could have deleted all the forts. I could have deleted all the forts, and then occupying their territory would be incredibly easy, but I don't like doing things that way. In a similar vein, I guess I won't be doing it, but I did read up some tips and tricks. And if I'm not mistaken, because there is basically we can reunify, obviously, and we can do it either militarily or we can do it diplomatically. Arguably, the diplomatic path is simply easier and much quicker, and you basically don't take any losses. And I want to see, theoretically, would it be possible? Because the way that it was described, we just give them... We revoke cores. We revoke cores on all of their land. Okay, now how can I nicely do this? It's not organized in a way that I was hoping to. Oh no, offer tribute here. Not that. Oh, it's still not organized. Don't tell me that I'm gonna have to find where are the goddamn provinces. Because basically, for the big problem here is they have a special casus belli. They have the Deioderan casus belli, which gives them a negative 200 to peace acceptance. And also, in order to finish the war militarily, we don't even have any... if I'm not mistaken, at least, it's not a thing that we can demand. Instead, we have to physically hit 100% war score, and then we can reintegrate them. Because basically we have fully beaten them, so we can pull them back into the Empire. But that's the military way. The diplomatic way involves that we have to do some missions. Down here we have the special Deioderan missions, and the first mission requirement is that we are simply at peace with them. Now, since they have such a humongous dislike to making peace, namely negative 200, we will have to, well, if we want to do it legitimately, we would have to basically conquer all of them, so do the same thing as the military victory. But supposedly there is another way to do it, which is we revoke our cores. We revoke our cores on their territory, which is actually, it doesn't mean much because one of the missions will require that we revoke all cores on them either way, so this is the slightly cheesy part, because it's like we actually don't lose anything. Plus, once we reintegrate them, if we do it diplomatically, we will get full cores on everything anyways. So we literally get everything back. Oh, but it looks like I can't... Wait, what is this? Larfira. What the hell is Larfira? I guess I have never tried to specifically do something like this in a game before, so it's all... Okay, so actually they don't want any of this? Is that what's going on here? And what the hell is Larfira? Is that a province we have, or what? Nordazin. Well, okay, looks like they are being a bunch of little assholes, but doesn't matter either way, since if they are on their own, then we are doing this war properly, which honestly I am quite happy to do, because while it's a tough experience, I would at least count it as a fun experience as well. So... Okay, first things first, we have some rebels popping up, so we have to clean up all the rebels, and then we have to strike into the Empire. I guess, do we have the time to... Okay, so these rebels will take places anyways. Actually, none of these... Okay, that's a bigger stack, 26k, that's 24k. I'm thinking, do I send this army back here to mop up, or do we actually start pushing into the Empire already? Well, I think we will decide on that in a bit, because it's right on the half-hour mark, so I will quickly go do a bathroom break and such, and then we're gonna be back for the big fight. So BRB. back to time to continue. And I guess as we start cleaning up some rebels, I did see you, Walter. You mentioned enjoying Blood Bowl. Yeah, I guess I guess I know some things about Blood Bowl. Have watched like I know a bit of gameplay here and there, right? But I guess never had it hands-on myself, so don't know how much I could comment, if anything. I'm enjoying it, but I'm bad. Okay, well, I guess as long as you're enjoying it, right? That's the main part. But yeah, like, I don't know. I guess what would be, I guess, like, got any favorite teams already, or still not, or still need to get there. Don't know how that all would be. Okay, and also I think, yeah, let's first clean up the rebels. Because I was almost called the team's armies. Well, I guess they basically are the Warhammer Fantasy armies, just a bit different, aren't they? A bit smaller, not quite as killy, but then again still quite killy, aren't they? Depending on who you play, as far as I'm aware. Ow! And even still, in the middle of the war, more pleasure barges are moving. So what did they do? They absolutely devastated the province. We also got autonomy. Okay, at least none of that is permanent. But goddamn, a 22 dev province. That's sure sad. Okay, split you in half. We will transport you over by ship. Hopefully we can... Oh yeah, also because we are now split up, a coalition is gonna start forming. But hopefully that coalition should disappear once we reunite. Okay. I'm still testing teams and learning. Ideally, I line up my desired with a team. I want to bash and murder, so maybe Orc, Dark Elf, or Chaos. Yeah, I guess, yeah, like, I guess what Orcs are, if I'm not mistaken, Orcs should be one of the more, like, universal ones, right? They are the poster boys for Blood Bowl, aren't they? And then, yeah, I guess Chaos I can very much imagine being also quite bashy. But Dark Elves... Aren't Dark Elves more about, like, doing cheeky shit? Well, I guess that cheeky shit could just also involve murder. Okay, yeah, some provinces will get separatism. Not much we can do about it, really. I do like being cheeky. Well, okay, well then it's... Well, yeah, murder and being cheeky sounds like the Dark Elves are just right up your alley, huh? Okay, send you down. Okay, this army will be engaging soon. Oh. The entire command has joined in on the side of the Eastern Jadd. Well, yeah, that's impossible. So this is what I was talking about. Because I'm pretty goddamn sure that it just shouldn't be this way. Because, well, the last time, the only time I have played this, and I think that's the way it should be, is that you have to, it's a civil war. You fight, you are the West, and you fight the East, and that's how it goes. Them suddenly pulling in... And okay, admittedly, the command is currently beaten and bruised, so potentially we can still pull through. But it definitely isn't... This definitely isn't good. I don't even understand how they can join in, because I'm pretty sure this is a heavily scripted war, basically. It's heavily scripted, and I'm pretty sure no one is supposed to get involved. But evidently they somehow still do get involved. Which is quite interesting. And by interesting I mean shit. Well... At least, as I'm saying, yeah, the command doesn't have much of a military currently, and the Eastern Jadd also hasn't recruited too much. So maybe we can still do it. But I definitely do not like the situation. Also, it doesn't help a lot that seemingly they, I don't know, something... Can we, like, physically do anything here with the peace offer? Because, okay, yeah, as soon as we... Because the way that, like, I read it, as one guy was describing it, you can peace them out on day one by just offering them that you revoke cores on their territory, but evidently that doesn't. They get some sort of, like, they have preferences, and for whatever reason they don't care about... they just don't care about really anything that you offer them. Which is, well, I assume it was patched in to basically prevent any cheesing of the war. Well, sure. I guess we're gonna have to do it the hard way. Okay, at least this time around, all of them joined in a bit later, so we have had a bit of a head start. The rebel cleaning is going quite nicely, and then once we can get all the armies moved to the front, hopefully we could manage something. Okay, though oh well, yeah, the rebel Jadd is very actively recruiting. So I guess actually, sure, we have to fall back. We have to fall back. We can't really... Can't really be risking it. Okay, you guys wait. On the 5th... Okay, that will work out. These rebels have been taken care of. Leave some infantry behind to do the cleanup. Go take the rest. Okay. Okay, this has been cleaned up, so you guys now have to go and deal... I guess leave behind, like... leave behind, like, 2 infantry. Go deal with that army. Oh, and nice. We actually got a intercept off, basically. Okay, we don't need the entire army there, just like leave behind 2 infantry. Clean that up. Get the main army back. Okay, well yeah, the Jadd Empire is coming in. And evidently this time around they have much better generals. And now, well... These separatists have run away. That's shitty, but sure, I won't think about you for the time being. And okay, the command has doubled its army in 2 months. Lovely. As the command does. As the command does have a tendency to do. That the command does. And okay, we have... It's not good that we already have lost, like... Yeah, 15,000 men simply fighting against rebels. That's not perfect, definitely. Also, what? Excuse me, why is our capital in Zornkost? What? Huh? How the hell does that work? But okay, we completed one of the war missions, which is Consolidate Power, which gives us 20% national manpower modifier. Which definitely will be useful, because currently we only have a pitiful 500 manpower each month. That will... Well, okay, that was like an additional 60 or 70 or something. Which is okay enough. Okay, so now, yeah, this is... this has quickly turned into the same situation that we had basically on Friday. The command has 100,000, and then the Jadd has 100,000. And... Okay, and the Jadd has even grabbed military 15. Okay, no, military 15 is what we all have. It is what we have. So yeah, I think the main problem here was I'm basically incapable of wiping out the Eastern Jadd military, because they are very good. It's a very good military. And again, if we can't wipe something out, then we basically can't give them a permanent loss to their military. If we just keep beating them and grinding against them, that does more harm than good. And okay, there we see the command is also arriving. And obviously, well, I don't need to introduce the command, do I now? They obviously are more than just a little problem. So, yeah. And plus, like, yeah, the Eastern Jadd Empire just has such stupid amounts of reserve manpower. At least the command has nothing. But, well, it's not much of a saving grace. Okay, Elaine, try to be supportive if nothing else. Also, do I... Well, okay, we have some artillery going around. Definitely could use more. But I guess some is better than nothing. And okay, that's the first fortress lost. And okay, yeah, now the command is like fully arriving with all of its chumps. Yeah, so much for having a relatively chill situation. This is gonna be a mess. Okay, but for whatever okay, no, that's mostly just the goblins. The command. I know there are, I guess, some general, some leaderless armies here. And okay, this is gonna be a shit show by the looks of it. The Eastern Jadd is catching us off guard, and if the command arrives with its 35,000, then we're definitely in deep trouble. The only hope is if I can quickly enough shovel down the rest of our military. Okay, how is this looking? Yeah, absolutely terrible shooting phase, absolutely terrible shock phase. Lovely, when the RNG is just doo-doo. Like, as if it isn't enough that the situation is bad enough already. No, RNG is on the enemy's side as well. Which is definitely not a good thing. Well, maybe we can catch 20,000 troops without a general here. That could be big. I think the only chance we actually have of entirely wiping out armies is if we catch armies that do not have generals. That is actually substantial enough to mean something. Okay, and we indeed have jumped them. And, well, okay, definitely some better rolls. But the Eastern Jadd Empire does have incredibly good morale. So yeah, even in that case where we managed to absolutely just jump on them, it's still not enough to wipe them out entirely. And obviously in all of these engagements we are losing. And also we just have a limited amount of manpower. Plus, now we also get the Divine Herald's waning authority. For decades, the Jadd Empire has been run entirely from the Divine Herald's capital. It was the center of the empire, the center of the bureaucracy, the center of authority, as much as the sun is the center of the universe. But suddenly, that has all been thrown into doubt. 2 Divine Heralds, 2 Surrealic courts, 2 singular power centers. Nonsense on its face. Or such is the content of many discussions around the Empire, during dinner at local magistrates' houses, over coffee before the dawn prayers at local temples, amidst tavern and caravansary and market. But perhaps it's visible most of all in the dilapidated status of Elazar I's court. -5 tolerance of the true faith, which basically means we get 5 extra unrest almost everywhere. Which definitely is not good. Definitely, and also more pleasure barges. Eating for development. Why are you like this? Damn cat. Those goddamn cat. Actually, I have to see... and yeah, also, the biggest shame here is that Elazar doesn't have war magic. If we had war magic, it definitely would be a big difference in all of this fighting. I guess we do have estate spells. Though I don't think there are any military-focused estate spells, from what I remember. We could get a bunch of fort defense, but well, okay, it doesn't even show me how expensive that is. I assume it would be very expensive. A tiny amount of morale of armies. Yeah, also like all of the estate spells are incredibly expensive. I guess Scrying War Combatants is the best one. It gives us movement speed 15%. And we don't have Fog of War on any of the enemy provinces. That might be good, but I don't think it's really what we need to swing things. Are there any decrees that are military? If I remember correctly, then I think the answer is no. Because yeah, that's all in the Mother Sorrow. I guess monthly war exhaustion reduction, that could be something. Study, magic studying experience. But now none of that is really gonna swing anything. Okay, so we just continue as we are. We're just gonna continue as we go. Okay, yeah, seems like this is basically the main army of the Eastern Jadd, 40,000. Well, yeah, 40,000, I would expect that to be a main army. They're jumping all over the place with it. Now the command is also walking about. Where are they going? Nurdazin. They're gonna arrive on the 3rd. Okay, yeah, we would have to go around. I guess cancel those plans. Excellent base production, sure, I guess. We can take that. This is very much an awkward situation, to say the least about it all. And now treasonous races. Yesterday our empire stood astride the world, and brought people of all sorts together in a united pursuit of Surael's work. A human born in a small Bahari village might study theology at Bulvar, before finding a position in a new-built Halasi temple. A Harimari from the Rahini jungles might become a trade administrator in Brasan. A Knoll of the Salahad might wind up a scout for the defenses of the porcelain cities. Any citizen of the Empire could walk from one end to the other, if they had the years in which to do so, and know they were always amidst the Jadd's tight embrace. But that was yesterday. Now, as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in this brutal civil war, some have begun to look at those newer neighbors with suspicion, fearing they might still harbor loyalties to their birthplace. More radical voices claim that the civil war is clearly rooted in some race's weak faith, which has made them easily turned away from Surael's truth into believing the pretender herald's foul heresy. Right now, there are grumbles. Soon, there may be riots or even pogroms. The Divine Herald Elazar, Sorel's Vaison Halan, could perhaps quell or at least quiet this debate. So yeah, either we lose tolerance, or we pay diplomatic power and the other side takes it as a sign of goodwill. Well, since we are going with the war path, I don't really know if it's worth paying the diplomatic power. We are already low enough on Diplo as it is. As a matter of fact, I need to cancel the focus. So yeah, we don't have much diplomatic power to begin with. We need to catch up on technologies and everything. So I think at least once or twice I will take the tolerance decrease instead. I think I will do that instead. Okay, now I don't know where these armies are running, especially the goblins. They seem very eager to get fighting. But, okay, no, or wait, which of these armies needs the? I think this army needs the. Wait, then again, this is now 11. Split off one infantry, send it this way. Actually, we can pull out the fleet and then try and pull off a quick siege here. Oh, okay, looks like, okay, they went around and now they're going in through the north. Which is something that they can do, sure. But I definitely will try to intercept them instead north. Ooh, especially if we can catch this army again that doesn't have any generals with it. Okay, well, that was a very quick recaptured siege. And honestly, I think we can keep the fleet out here, blockading some ports, making some money, if nothing else. Question of rights. What is this again? Elaine. We just lose our claim to it. No biggie. Oh, the command is splitting up their troops because I guess they see that they can capture a lot of land, but we might just be able to use that against them. Ow, they swapped in a general just as we are about to attack them, you cheeky boogers, that's not fair. Only I can do that. You can't do that. Okay, yeah, this is okay. They did get wiped out at least. They did at least get wiped out. So now maybe we can send these armies. Wiping out the Jade Marches would be useful. What do we have here? Some mages offer. Sure, we need to study the magic. I doubt we will be able to pull off learning war magic in the middle of this war, but it's not a 0% chance. We might be able to do it. That would definitely be beneficial. Ow, those damn goblins. They did capture the province. Which means, okay, we can take Chorfo. So where did we get a siege? Yeah, here we have a siege. Well, siege specialist on a character with siege 1. Not quite perfect, but I guess we have to take what we can get. Okay, how is this fight going? We have... Oh, that's a very good shock phase, but they don't even take that much damage in the shock phase. Even when we get, honestly, excellent rolls... Well, okay, I guess they did take substantial damage, all things considered, but... I guess, as always, not as substantial as I would be hoping to see. Also, one problem is, which I do not understand, which definitely shouldn't work this way, is the Deioderan Casus Belli penalty of -200 applies to anyone that gets pulled in on the other side. So, we can't even really piece out the command. We have to fully beat them into submission. Which... We basically have to beat half a continent into submission, is the problem. I guess my question is, can I call to arms? They will not accept. They are in horrific debt. Then again, actually, if I paid off the Guvamudian debt, I could call them in. And if nothing else, they could start besieging. Okay, I think we have to do that. Where was that? Great power. Take on foreign debt. 1200, sure. We have the money for it. And then we can call them to arms. Okay. At least now they will be able to start, I guess, like, sieging down and maybe harassing the enemy's backline, at least the command. And if they can take their attention, that should already be meaningful enough. Okay, those damn goblins are just being incredibly annoying now, running off into the middle of nowhere. Okay, so how do we proceed? There is a bunch of them in our lands. We can't really do too much. I guess we could siege down this fortress, potentially. We need to create choke points where we can catch them off guard. Well, not really off guard, but where we just can try and somehow split them into pieces. Okay, what do we have here? We can do... Now, I don't think doing living test subjects is worth it for the 100 magical experience. We will wait that one out. Okay, so the majority... You go down there, start besieging that fort. Ah, well, it does look like the command is coming this way. Okay, Hashur has been unsieged. Honestly, I think I will send that one army to chase down the goblins, and meanwhile the other armies... Who the hell can I fight? I don't want to fight with the main Jadd army. They have like 40,000 troops in one... That is, as a matter of fact, 2/3 of their entire military in just one blob. We can avoid that. Instead of fighting them, we can just avoid them. Not worth it. It's not worth it. And okay, the command is walking around here. Dangerous disease outbreak, because obviously that's just what we needed. More study progress and more study progress. Honestly, at this rate, we might even get war magic. At this rate, we might even get war magic. How far are we? We only need 400 more. That is two good events. Okay, that's definitely doable. That is definitely doable. Also, by the looks of it, the command might be retreat. Okay, of course the goblins... Okay, we did catch them. Now, I'm hoping that I didn't underestimate the goblins too much. Will we wipe them out? I really need to wipe them out here. And of course, no, we did not. Okay, but we can wipe them out. So that will be the main goblin army dealt with. Now we just siege down the fortress that they took. And okay, that will be... Oh, but... Of course... Where is this army going? Again, I don't understand the AI. They have a humongous army and they're just dragging it across the continent to God knows where. I guess now is the problematic point where I basically have to keep an eye on several fronts, just to make sure that some of our armies don't get suddenly attacked. Oh, but none are as devoted to Surael's crusade as the legions. While this is a time of strife and sorrow, where brother is pitted against brother and neighbor against neighbor, it too is one more step in the long journey we walk under his sun. It seems this truth has become clear to some forces aligned with our pretender foe, as they have redevoted themselves to the light and sworn allegiance to the one true divine herald. The army of Jurgrum has joined our side. Welcome, welcome. Who... Oh, that's 40,000 troops. Oh, that was the army that was marching through here. Okay, so there is a mechanic. So I wasn't exactly sure if this mechanic is still in the game, but there is mostly this mechanic only gets mentioned for the player. Basically, if armies of one Jadd Empire enter the other's territory, there is a chance that said army will turn sides. So basically, it's dangerous to spend a lot of time in the other opponent's lands, basically. Every time that has been mentioned, I have only seen it be mentioned as in the player shouldn't spend too much time in the rebelling empire because they can lose their armies. But I guess it turns out it can work both ways. Because evidently the enemy just lost this gigantic 40-stack army, which does put us way over force limit. I think, yeah, I will have to sadly delete most of it, which is a real fucking shame. But, well, they did lose half of their military just now. So that is something. That is definitely something. What do we do about this? I don't really want to delete it, but it is so far from any fight. Even if I guess the best way to use them would be to just throw them into a battle. Basically throw them into a meat grinder battle and get as much usage out of them as possible. But I'm not really sure how feasible that would be. Well, okay, I guess if nothing else, maybe we can replace some cavalry here. Sure, let's consolidate these regiments. So, 1 infantry we are throwing out. Okay, we're just gonna throw out 1 infantry, which we are gonna peel off here, send it over. Yeah, we are bleeding 50 gold a month if we keep this army around, because we are just so much over force limit. But yeah, I definitely want to use them as a battering ram, basically. Do we have a spare general? Not really. Well, just get them over to the front somewhere. Okay, that could be... Yeah, also that completes mustering the legions, because we are now at a full force limit. So we get reinforcing speed plus 10. Okay. Also, I guess might as well... What are the texts here? Mustering the legions. The desert elves have danced the movements of the Deioderan since before they even were desert elves. Its roots are as unique training rituals adopted by the Jaharian Legion that would one day call the Salahad home. If we are to dance it once more, we must look back to our earliest days, when soldiery stood above matters of state or government. The legions must be called once more, as in Jaddari's first campaign, with the very same war cry Jaddar began his crusade with. To arms, for Surael and his light. And also, I guess, what was the consolidation of power? The Jadd Empire has always had only one power center, the Divine Herald's court. With the Empire riven in twain, ambitious governors and local magistrates have forgotten their duty to Surael and sought to carve out greater autonomy for themselves. We must remind them that the Divine Herald and Divine Herald Elizar I alone remains the chosen of Surael, still speaks with his voice, and yet rules his people and state. Well, pep talk given. Back to the fighting, I guess. Sieging. The fighting has slightly stopped, and that's the second disease outbreak. Come on. Get yourself together. There is again a small chance here that we could catch a separated army. Oh, well, they are moving in 30,000 of their own. That's no good. That is no good. Is there a point in staying and fighting? Damn, we didn't even beat the first army. Well, okay, it does... We are winning. Okay, we are getting some very good rolls. Actually, we are... Okay, that was... Okay, I thought that would be much worse. We ended up still inflicting about twice as many casualties as we took. So that's... not... Well, it definitely could have been better, but... And okay, again here we can... instead of recuperating those losses, we can consolidate regiments and just repurpose the regiments that we captured, basically captured from the other side. So... consolidate everything here. and just delete these regiments that are basically empty. Okay, you get back. And then we also need to consolidate here, separate out these units. Get back and get out. And then these armies can continue on the offensive. There are just some goblins, again, waiting here, and that is mostly... Oh, those are adventurers! Okay, so that should be quite an easy situation. Because, yeah, the Jadd... I think most of the Eastern Jadd armies are currently on the retreat. We beat most of them in that fight. And okay, this will definitely be the goblins gone. Wiped out. Okay, finally we have taken Shekivad. And surprisingly enough, those goblins did not get wiped out. Boo. Boo-hoo. Also, where are we getting sieged? Oh, up here again? Yeah, I don't know why the Thousand Voices joined in on it, but they can't even break through a singular fort. So much for that. Also, Guvamud has been sieging their only province. Oh, here we have Guvamud doing something. So, okay, looks like the command did indeed turn around and they went to fight in Guvamud territories. And actually, looks like Guvamud has defeated some forces. They're not just losing territory, they are doing something at least. They are contributing at least something. And okay, at least looking at the losses, we are inflicting much more than we are taking. So that's good. That's good. The command still has their 100,000, but the Jadd Empire has been cut, the Eastern Empire has been cut down to only 40,000 in the field, and then 70,000 reserves, which is much less than they had to begin with. Okay, you... No, don't refill. Get disbanded. Yeah, we have to be careful with the money, since we are so much... like, the drain might actually... basically, have to be careful with bankruptcy, basically. Okay, here... and yes, basically... Now, one big problem is gonna be that, as I said, in order to finish this war militarily, we will need 100% war score. Which means we need to occupy everything. Which is definitely gonna be a problem. Suffice it to say... and plus also now, since we are walking around an enemy territory, this does obviously run the risk of our armies defecting. Which is definitely not a risk that I want to be running. I do not like the fact that we are taking so long on all of these fortresses. I really thought our War Wizard would make short work of them, considering that these are just level 2 forts. At least most of them are. There are some level 4s mixed in, because I think the AI has definitely been upgrading them. Okay, and that's a shame. Accidentally lost one more province to the rebels. Oh, expensive edicts. Ah, yes. No edict. Okay. Okay, so once this province gets freed, we will be Honestly, no. Honestly, I think this army will have to stay on rebel duty, which is a bit of a waste, but someone has to do it. And again, yeah, the sieges really are just unlucky. Really, they are just not what I would be hoping for. The best sunbathing spot. Sometimes the population of Keterata likes to overinterpret the cat's various shenanigans. They can interpret a sleeping cat as a sign for everyone to stop their labor, or the crashing of the barge as a bad omen. This time, a cat has climbed a palm tree at the highest point of the sun to enjoy some sunbathing. The local priest of Ket has interpreted this as a coded message from the cat, that the steward reaches too far, where only cats can reside. Naturally, everyone has become hysterical and outright rebellious towards his rule. That's only one province gets unrest, and we get a easy 5 hedonism. Yes. Okay, the Jadd is marching about once again. Okay, more thieves. Yeah, so I do not want to decrease tolerance to oppressed, so I guess instead I will be paying out the 50 diplomatic power. So, sure. So how do things currently... Well, yeah, obviously this will take a while. Also, do I want to reduce war exhaustion? Again, it's more diplomatic power. Well, we definitely can reduce inflation by a bit. Okay, finally that fort falls. So over to Denbasana we go. Oh yeah, also, where is the mission? There is one mission which gives a massive morale debuff to the Eastern Jadd. Was it Outshine the False Sun? Okay, we need 12 more military victories and then we can massively debuff them. Which military victories, they don't even have to be overly impressive. It just means we have to literally win any size of a battle. It could just be beating one singular regiment. Again, caravan power. It should just give me 15%. Okay, more expensive edicts. Oh, this is... Actually, okay, how are the institutions doing? Okay, they're spreading quite nicely. I'll leave it at that for now. How is Guvamud? Well, Guvamud still has a military. Now, the important thing is Guvamud has taken the entire attention of the command by the looks of it. But yeah, our manpower isn't looking better though. That's an ongoing problem. And we still have so much to do. Okay, they are splitting once again. Come on, take the god, take that god-forsaken fort. Again, Christ, I think all of these forts I have had to keep up until like 80% in order to capture them, which is just a bit much. Oh, no debate. Okay, we can. Okay, a good debate could mean a huge difference. Do we have a good debate available? I guess we could get then. Well, stability could be actually stability, and it gives manpower recovery speed and reduces war exhaustion. Oh no, but there is the draft. There is the draft, which is another 65,000 manpower. Yep, and that's all the answer I need. The draft. Literally, do not care about anything else. It's. And for a nation like us, which we always seem to struggle with having manpower, that's just, I would say, honestly, the best debate, period. There we go. That's how we got back to full manpower. Yup. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, this siege also finished. I guess what, continue? Actually no, forget the coast. We're gonna go inland. One could... Ow. Ow. Well, okay, they're gonna be wiping out some infantry here. Oh, come the fuck on, a disease outbreak at 71%. Is this a joke? And okay, they marched in and wiped out 6,000 infantry. Get your shit together, Mr. War Wizard. They still didn't do... Wait, they got another disease outbreak. Are you shitting me, absolutely? Christ. Finally. A War Wizard taking a third of a year to take down a level 2 fort. Now that is something. Now that is truly something. Okay, and now they are retreating further away. Well... Like, honestly, this random general, I think, is sieging the fortresses quicker than the War Wizard. which is shame upon the wizard. Shame. Big shame. Well, yeah, there goes one of our armies. So now question is, okay, I guess at least it was one of the small ones. Plus they are fighting Elaine's troops now. Traitors! So yeah, this is what I meant, that we can, now that we are, like, we have all of our armies out here, we can also just lose troops, which is obviously not good. That I would say that that's, like, out of all the mechanics involved in this disaster, I'm just not sure if that is a good one, like, at all. Because it basically it just discourages you from fighting, which is sort of, well, the most basic thing you can be. You need to do it. Like, there's no way around it. You need to fight, but and like you need to go and occupy the enemy's land. But well, the game is like, no, don't do that. And okay, they're rocking back in through the north. Yeah, this is... Oh, the Jadd Empire has... How have they gotten 100,000 troops? They just had like 60. Well, sure, they can do magic. And by the looks of it... Yeah, like, how the hell... Honestly, I just don't have a clue how we're... Like, I would very much have a clue how to do it if we actually were doing it properly, aka only fighting the East Jadd. I really want to know what the... I really want to know what's happening, like, in the back, that the command, or like anyone else at all, is capable of joining. And well, okay, at least we get into the fire for controlling their capital, Deioderan. So this will give us a massive 10 movement speed and 10 siege ability. The Jadd forces have marched across Halan, bringing war and peace, fire and steel, light and life. But never have we marched like this, on a war footing when heading into places we have known for generations, our homes and birthplaces, waging the fiercest of war of all against our brothers and neighbors. Still, Surael gave us no reason to think his work would be easy. Once more, the way is lit, the path is clear. Into the hottest flames we shall plunge, and Surael willing, we shall emerge unscathed, if not unscarred. Okay. Does that really change much on the front of the peace treaty? I don't think it would. Well, yeah, it doesn't mean a whole lot. So now we just have to continue taking over the fortresses. Honestly, I think I will use the War Wizard now to take the level 4 ones. And then we can use the other generals we have to siege the level 2 forts. Oh well, that's a big old army. That's a big old army marching up there. I guess slowly but surely, if we roll up how much territory they have, we can We can slowly, if nothing else, reduce what retreat paths they have available. Which would make it easier to catch them entirely and wipe them out. Which we sort of have to do. And okay, at least we are positive on the money now. I guess, well, mostly just because we are... because we aren't over force limit anymore. Okay, okay, lose 2 war exhaustion, because a new babe has been born to the Emperor. Excellent. Actually, reducing war exhaustion is a big thing. Then also, have we... studies has... Okay, we can. Okay, I need to let it tick over, but we have, as a matter of fact, finished our magical studies, so we will be able to use war magic now, which is gonna be a big thing. Instantly, we need to instantly go and pop that evocation war magic. Yeah, morale of armies, shock damage, and fire damage received. Give me that. Right here, right now. Okay, that's a lot of goblins. Okay, well, at least seemingly now we are moving forward quite quickly. Okay, send some reinforcements up, though. Send some reinforcements up. Oh, we captured a heavy ship. Actually, I don't need a heavy ship. They are expensive. They are expensive. I don't care for that. Okay, and... Oh no, that's our heir, is humane. Mandate growth modifier. Well, okay, that doesn't really... Okay, heir. I thought that was our Divine Herald. But I guess no, we still have to wait 10 years for the 3rd personality trait. Okay, more refugees, let them in. Okay, well that was a incredibly quick and lucky siege. I will take that. I will take that. Oh, that's a big old stack arriving. But yeah, as we are taking fortresses, we are reducing the possible paths that they have available to them. So, and that's obviously very good. That is obviously something we will make use of. Okay, this army, go for the... This is... Okay, there is a Jadd army mixed in, but it's mostly goblins. There will be some debuffs because it's a river crossing. But... Plus into the hills. But it should still be... Oh, yeah, it's still quite good. Oh, they didn't get wiped out, though. And okay, they are rocking up with... How do they have 1,100,000 troops? Yeah, it will never surprise me how they are just pulling units from God knows where. And please finish this siege. Well, yeah, our war wizard is about to get wrecked. Oh yeah, because that's basically just a pure infantry, pure artillery army, that is. Wait, where are we? 15th. Okay, maybe we can do something here. Come on, please get a move on. Okay, that was definitely not a good start to the battle. Yeah, well, this just wasn't a good battle, period. But, well... Also, how is... Well, it looks like Guvamud is once again... I don't understand it, because... Is Guvamud even fighting? Well, I guess they are somewhat fighting. I don't think... Well, they have inflicted some losses here and there. Nothing meaningful, though. As expected from them. Let's see, can we... I don't understand what these stupid preferences are about. Okay, as soon as we do that... prefers Larfira to be part of the offer instead of Revoke Core. Okay, so if we cede provinces, I guess... Because I'm not quite sure if it is gonna feasibly be possible to do the military victory, but then again it looks like doing the diplomatic path is also basically impossible because of how it has been mechanically changed, that they basically don't want to accept anything. Larfira isn't even a... It's not even a fucking province. Oh, there it is. Larfira. Nurdazin. What is Nurdazin? Okay, it's more Eleni provinces. Shifereri. I have to pick out everything specifically that they want, otherwise this seems to not work. Istrovo. Lancost. Okay, now where the hell... Okay, Lancost. Okay, then if we continue revoking cores, potentially... Oh, why is it lagging so badly? Okay, no. I guess. Okay, now it definitely is lagging a bit. I think it's might be lagging because just the peace treaty is so big that... Okay, then if we give... Okay, Ebu Shuptu... Honestly, I would be fine giving them some of these lands, because honestly, first of all, it is mostly useless desert, so we don't really lose that much. And we will reintegrate them anyways, hopefully quite quickly. Shiburan, where is that? Sure, take it. Zorn cost. Okay, this all is getting us somewhere. But these are, I guess, because I didn't actually have, this is all territorial cores, so I can't revoke any more of that. This gets us to 120 positive, 200 negative still. I guess I can hand over more territories. But this still... Okay, so even if I give them 100%... Okay, Alcala weed... What do you not want? This is annoying. This has gone from... Art Priestry instead of Revoke Core on Alcalavid. Where even is that fucking province? Piruana. Where is Piruana? Okay, now you're just getting annoying. So I guess what I gather from all of this is I will have to beat their teeth in until we have basically near to 100 war score. And then I will still have to hand over a bunch of territory and all our cores. And then we will need to do... Basically, we will have done the military path as well as the diplomatic path. Because otherwise we just physically can't manage any of this. Fantastic. By fantastic I mean absolutely horrid. Okay, we need to get the armies over. Where did they I do not understand. Where did they suddenly pull out all of these troops? They were dry. They were literally dry. They had like 30,000 in the field and 30,000 reserves. And then they just magically gained... Like, what is that, like 50,000? How? Explain, please. Okay, and I think these armies... it would be very good to keep that fort under control. Okay, we have to yeet ourselves in. We have to yeet ourselves in. It's not perfect, but things have to be done. Okay, that's a very bad shock phase. How the hell do they deal so much shock damage? Well, okay, at least we kept the fort, but that's a little. Only a minimal gain. Christ, so many casualties that need to be replenished. Actually, take this fort first. Well, we have, at this point, most of the Eastern Jadd Empire occupied, at least, if nothing else. But yeah, the command is still untouched, and as are all of the command's friends, plus the command still has their 100,000 army, which currently is just chilling somewhere. Well, somewhere that is in the territories of the Guvamud, who are doing a piss poor job at fighting, not gonna lie. Do I have any generals capable of sieging? Goblins killed, some religion converted. Okay, I guess nice things all around. Cabinet of Curiosities, another one. Yeah, just give me a free temple. Just give me a free temple. That's gonna be much better. And okay, some rebels are maybe gonna be uprising in the near future, but we do have a general waiting. Ooh, a big Jadd army without a general. Whatever are they thinking? Whatever. Well, okay. Well, there is a general. There is indeed a general. Oh, but they might. Okay, they looks like they decided to abandon their troops, which is excellent for us. And we got some stupidly good rolls. That entire army actually almost got wiped out, which I will definitely take. That's a big gain. That is a big gain. Yeah, I am surprised that their war exhaustion is definitely not as high as I thought it would be. Switching pages does take half an hour. Okay, yeah, we need what? We need 50 more war score, and then we theoretically could piece them out, but I don't know. Will we have... I don't think we'll have time for that today, though, I have to say. Yeah, what, it's already 5 o'clock almost. How are our troops here? Okay, let's try and take another giant battle. Okay, we caught them out. But it's one of our shit generals in lead, of course. Not the one I actually wanted. Who is in lead? Or no, no, okay, no, it was our war wizard in lead. They just also had a similarly good general. Okay, so it's... yeah, just a shitty situation all over. Yes, at this point we have to, I think we have to spend some time just recovering our troops. Okay, and plus, the Navy... Oh no, the Navy can stay out still. We simply... We need to spend a few months getting our troops in order again. Okay... we have to send something up north. We have almost everything. Just a few more fortresses around Sramaya, and then I guess the peninsula left over. Oh, great. Our commandant died. Not him. We need him. Well, there is another... Yeah. Another also... Okay, we can get serfdom, which gives national manpower modifier. Yeah, we need that currently. We need that currently. Also, money situation isn't looking stellar. Also, the big problem is we won't get any money out of this. Well, as a matter of fact, we won't be getting literally anything out of this. This is just a civil war as they come. Just a civil war with nothing to gain and everything to lose. Okay, well... 20,000 Guvamud troops have arrived. What are you doing on this front? You're not supposed to be here. Okay, finally, this has rebelled, which I have been waiting for. Romans, welcome in. At least it's good that Guvamud is still in the fight, because if the command decides to turn around, that would be definitely problematic. Oh, cold separatists. Well, okay, we can use this army finally, start marching over here. Just throw your... Oh, wait for the general to arrive at least. Wait, do we have a general here? Yes, we do. Throw yourselves in. Oh, what is this? Of course, when I'm not watching... And the Guvamudans are just running away. Good shit. They're just fleeing. Literally just fleeing. You shits. You know, maybe these can be called unnecessary losses, but it does give us war score. And I think at this point, I want to grab every little piece of war score that we can just at all get our hands on. Is basically my approach here. Though, well, even grabbing every little bit doesn't give us that much. These battles give barely like one war score each. Yeah, well, that's something wiped out. Is it feasible to finish this today? I do wonder. I wonder why. I wonder how. I meant to do this bullshit. Something like that. Because it's definitely quite a bullshit war. Quite a bullshit situation. We still need 30 rating. We still need 30 difference. I guess that's not too big. We can make that up. If we take the last fortresses, potentially, I don't know by how much that will pump things up. Yes, it would be good if the Guvamudans actually helped in any way. Well, it would be good if they actually went and just, I don't know, defended their own homeland or something, instead of just sitting in our land, not really contributing anything to either side. Okay, we can... We have taken every big city almost at this point. And okay, we can complete Outshine the False Sun. Every eye in the Empire, indeed, every eye on Halan, has been drawn to the blazing conflagration between us and the shadow-hemmed pretenders that falsely assume Surael's blessing. We must make clear to every witness just who truly fights with Surael's might. And they lose 20 morale of armies and army morale recovery speed, which is big. Alas, I don't know how much... Well, okay, it doesn't change a whole lot anymore, as their armies have been basically wiped out. The only, like, the command are the only ones that still have substantial forces. But I think this will still take... This will likely still take quite a while to wrap up. And as such, I think we have to call it for today. Admittedly, it is a lot to expect to finish the Deioderan in one session. So I think, yeah, next stream should be... We should be able to finish it, most likely with... in an extremely lame way, because really we have won militarily. But it looks like we will have to do it diplomatically as well, because there is just no way in hell that I'm getting 100 war score. Maybe if the only exception is not war score, but if we occupy all of their land. Actually, thinking about that, maybe we can at least... Okay, maybe we can at least do one thing, which is try and occupy all of the actual Jadd territory, and then see if that is enough. If that is enough to, I don't know, give us the war victory. Because that could be something. I don't know if it would be. I don't know if it would be what I want. Considering that the diplomatic route has benefits of its own. Well, it has benefits. The military route, meanwhile, has no benefits. Disease outbreak, fantastic. Split off some lads. Capture this more quickly. Okay, we can once again send everything around. Okay, so you rush down here and start sieging this fort. And then, well, they did just retake. You are annoying. Did you know that? Did you know that? You're annoying, Eastern Jadd. Yeah, looks like they are going for Verkal Gulan. Well, if they want to go in there, they can be my guest. I don't think it will work out for them. Okay. Yeah, this would be basically almost the war won in a few in a few just months. We have... Okay, that's the last fort in the peninsula. Okay, so our fleet can just send the fleet to some harbor. This has been taken. So we have one last fort here, which we need to retake, plus a few provinces. We just caught one of their armies trying to capture Velkargulan. Excellent. Plus they got wiped out, because they do now have a debuffed... They do have debuffed morale. Okay, we have what? We have 50,000 manpower. Yeah, we'll have gone through just a brutal amount of manpower in this, and well, the command is turning up. And the command is turning up. Just when things were going somewhat well, the command turns up. Come on, if we could finish this siege quickly, maybe we could manage something before the command acts. Okay, now disperse, get in there. Capture every province. Well, there are 4 provinces left. And then some goblins start recapturing shit. I hate you with a passion. Well, I'm not even sure if this is gonna work. But we will have them 100% occupied, not 100% war score though. And I'm pretty sure it's the war score which matters, not the occupation. Well, okay, the goblins are fleeing. So the goblins are fleeing, which is good. And then we have... Oh, well, okay, that's when Elaine gets integrated. I shit myself because I thought it actually worked, but no, that was just Elaine. That was just Elaine, so that didn't matter. That actually didn't matter. And now we are just over the limit because we have too many troops. Oh, Christ. Just, I don't know, delete the infantry. Keep the artillery. How much over limit are we? 3 more. Such a shame just axing infantry, but not gonna lie, artillery is more important, and we have no money. We haven't had this little money in a long time. Okay, if we quickly give it a month, will that update anything? Okay, so yeah, we fully occupied them, but that doesn't mean much, because what we need is war score. So, and if we look at the situation, the losses are insane. We have lost 300,000 troops in this entire endeavor. The East Jadd lost also 300. The command has lost 150. But realistically... Okay, where is the offer? Oh, it has updated. They don't... What do you not want? Oh, it updated because, of course, we, We integrated the Harpy lands. Which they do want. So oh, this does bring us very close. Okay, honestly, if we give them like 2 more provinces or some shit, why do you not accept this? Does not want Grayans, okay, if we don't give you that. Okay, we can get a piece. We can just about squeeze out a piece. So this would... we would revoke our cores, which doesn't really matter. We will get that back. We would give them a part of our eastern territories, but this is mostly desert, so it's not super important. Because realistically, the other only option is we would have to siege down the entirety of the command, basically. And the command still has 100,000 troops, if not more. Meanwhile, I guess we have barely 50,000 manpower left, but really we are running on fumes. We are almost out of money. It's just not good in any way. So I think we will do this. And honestly, if we manage to pull off the diplomatic route, it will mean that we will get benefits later on, because everything that we now give away, we will get back, and it will be better than when we gave it away. So I think let's make a save here for security's sake, because this is such a humongous thing. End of Deioderan? Question mark? And yeah, this took us... I think this fighting did take us a good 5 or so years. Because then we will have these missions here. First is to be at peace. Then we have to somehow not be estranged. I guess they have to be not estranged anymore. Yeah, we will give up our cores. We already do that. Then we get an alliance out of that, hopefully, which makes them a junior partner. And then we just, have to make sure that we have good opinions, and then they just reintegrate. But okay, I think I actually will leave it on that save, and then the peace deal, because everything will be coming at us quite quickly after the peace deal, so I think that's better left for next time, all in one batch. So I think that's that. It was brutal, it was grueling, I didn't like it, but well, if it works out, I might look back on this somewhat fondly. But yeah, I guess for now, we're calling it, and then back on, I think Wednesday? I think it should be Wednesday. And then we're gonna continue this, which is mostly gonna be Deioderan cleanup. And, well, depending on how long the cleanup takes, we might also get to the next steps, whatever they're gonna be. A shame that this entire endeavor has allowed the sub-commands to regain their power and such, but, well, yeah, we'll see about that. But, yeah, one way or another, see ya next time then. Bye-bye, and I'm out.